Okay, this is a video I'm doing mainly kind of for myself, but if it helps anybody else out there, that's great too. This is on how to keep your handicap and how to make it a little easier for you to keep track of your handicap. Um, Basically, what I did here is an everyday scorecard. Okay, and right there on the where it shows, right there, yeah, right there where it shows a 36 and a 35 for your pars. Okay, well, because I have a 22 handicap, that means I get one stroke for every hole, plus an additional stroke on the hardest holes starting from number 1 to number 4, being up to 22. So, and as you get better and as you progress, that number will go lower, so therefore your handicap will become lower. So, say you get 17 handicap, well, then you can only take one stroke on 17 of the holes, starting from 1 all the way to the end. Um, and you would always start from hole 1 all the way to 18, and then add after that. So, but right here, I did where on the top is the original par, and then on the bottom I wrote in what would be my par. So I'm a 22 handicap, so I get 22 strokes. Okay, one for each one, as you see there, and one for the hardest ones, which is the ones I circled on the bottom, going from to number 4. Okay, and 18 being the easiest one. So on those right there, I'd get extra strokes. So here on number, I would say, we'll just make it easy right here. That's a par 5, so my par is a par 7. So say I got an 8 on that. So really I bogeyed that hole. Okay. And what this is doing is this is just making it easier, because in the end, you're going to add those strokes in the end of your round. So if you shot, say you're a 20 handicap, if you shot 100, well, at the end of the round, you would take off 20 strokes. What this is doing is saying, okay, well, you can put them on here, and as you're playing, you can see what holes are being troublesome, or where you're at. Then again, too, it's also more of a mental, where okay, you know what, this is not a par 4, it's actually a par 5. So a bogey to you and your score and your handicap would actually be a par. So you're staying within your handicap, okay, and what you're trying to do is get lower than your handicap. So that's where that's coming in at right there. The toughest part of it is playing with somebody that doesn't have a handicap or hasn't established a handicap. There's 2 ways you can go about it. One is if they play about the same with you, you could do that. If it's someone you play with quite a bit, or if it's a good friend or something like that, you can go on their last score. So say you played, like here I'm in Southern California, say you played Indian Springs, and they shot, say, a 90 something. Well, there's a formula, say they shot a 95. Well, there's a formula that you can calculate and and establish a handicap for him. And it's not an official handicap, but it's something that you can go with. And again, his might be higher, yours might be higher, but you would still count those strokes as they go. Now, me personally, because I have a handicap and I play with mostly people that don't have a handicap, I tend to keep my own score, mainly because a lot of people don't seem to understand it. What's par for you is not really par for me. And par 4 for you, yeah, it might be par 4 for you, or you're playing it as a par 4. You might not be officially handicapped for that to be a par for you, but that's the way you're playing it. So for me, on a par 4 is truly a par 5 for me, and on some holes even a par 7. But again, that's my handicap. That's my par. It's nobody else's. So in the end, that's how you do it on the individual scorecard. And I would typically put, my name here, and typically the guy I played with, my buddy Ray, which is, we're going to be leaving here in 45 minutes or so to go play a round of golf. I would put my name here, and I would put his, and I would keep score for both of us. He typically would play just the regular round that he plays, okay, and I would play for my handicap. So even if I get on a par 5, say I shoot a bogey, well, for me, because it's my handicap, and my handicap indicates that par 5 is truly a par 7, I made birdie on that hole. So now my mental game is at a different level, and I can kind of keep that momentum going there, So that's where it's kind of at for me. And again, the videos mainly for me, but if it helps anybody else out there improve their golf game or anything like that, again, your mental game is your best key. But that's how you keep your score. Here's a standard one right here. I'm hoping this doesn't come out reverse. I'm hoping it doesn't, but if it does, well, it's my first one. So there's that right there, and then on the other side it's a different course. They have 2 courses here, but just for illustrations, that's what it would be for me. And I always circle hole 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Now, because I shot a better round, or I've been playing a lot better, my handicap is now a 20. So now I would take 1 stroke for every 18, and on the number 1 hardest hole and the 2 hardest hole. Now I won't take it on 3 and I won't take it on 4 because my handicap has come down. So on this one here, let me see here. On this one here, which would be these 2 here, which would be this one and this one, I wouldn't take an extra stroke on those right there. And those would be, actually, yeah, those would be 1 and 2, no, on 3 and 4, the 2 outer ones. Those 2 right there, I wouldn't take an extra stroke on those. So those will actually play as just a one over. If it's a par 4, then it'd be a par 5. I wouldn't get an extra one on that one right there. So, but that's really how really the handicap works. And a lot of people might say, $75 or whatever it is, for the handicap, it's actually pretty nice. And you get a little, let me see here, you get a little card. It comes in a box. I think I got a free dozen range balls or something like that. Or not range balls, but I got a free dozen Bridgestones. It came with my package deal, and plus some free golf different places, and it came with my card. And on the back of the card, my number here, it has the dates and everything else. You're supposed to write your number about every 2 weeks, because it updates on the 1st and 15th of the month, and then you would go in and log it in and everything else. But that's kind of where it's at. And again, it's more, the video's kind of more, because I haven't seen really too many that actually say, okay, this is what you're going to shoot, this is what this is what you're going to put. So I figured I just simplified. This is what you're going to do. If you got an 18 handicap, well, you would take 1 stroke on every hole. Wouldn't matter. If you got a 20 handicap, then you would take it on every hole. Truly, in the end, it does not matter. Okay, it doesn't matter, because even if you didn't do it this way, you would do yourself a disservice, because that is where your skill level is. Your skill level, par 72, is not truly a par for you or for me. My skill level, which is a par 72, I'm a 22 handicap. So that'd be 90, 94, no, 80, 90. Yeah, so it'd be a 94 handicap for me. So my par any given hole is a 94. That's par for me, for my handicap. And that's where truly, that's where your handicap really comes in. It's telling you where you're at, not necessarily the course. That's where you're at. So whatever the course is, you just add it to that. And say you shot a 94, okay? So, and say at the end of the round you shot a total of 100, okay? Well, on that 100, you would take off that 22, which would give you your score. But if you do it this way, you shot a 6. You shot a 6. So you didn't do too bad, and it keeps the game right there. You get a better understanding on how you're scoring and where you're scoring at. Maybe it's the par 5s that are, messing you up. Maybe it's the par 4s with water. But this is saying, you know what, if I hit an errant tee shot, or if I chunk one or anything like that, you know, uh, I still have that extra one. I still got that extra stroke because it's truly a par 5. On a par 4, it's truly a par 5. So, and that's where it's coming from. That's where the handicap scoring or the handicap establishment is helping the average golfer succeed further into the next level. So, and again, I hope the video helped you out. I'm not sure, this is my first one, so I'm not sure how it's going to take. If you have any comments or anything like that, just shoot me a line, or message down on the bottom or something, and I'll try my best to get back to you. My name's Freddie Diaz, and good, have fun swinging clubs out there. Bye.